Hi everybody, Dewey the Duelist back at it again with a deck profile that maybe some of you will be interested in. I did get first place. I was undefeated at our sneak peek tournament at our locals this week. I played against Pure Mitsu, I played against a Fiendsmith tier lab pile, I played against Infernoid, and then I also played against Mitsuyami in the finals. So had some serious opponents with some good decks, and we prevailed. So I want to go through what I played and why. You're probably gonna have comments about my ratios. That is fine. Please leave them down below and I will argue with you happily. And this is still early days of Radiant Typhoon with the new support, so I'm sure I will probably adjust some things, maybe in response to your comments, maybe not. Overall, one thing I want to say about this deck profile is that there's only one card in the whole deck that Vision cannot discard. That is on purpose. I have also tried to optimize the deck for playing in the draw phase. There are many things that we don't like in the main phase, like Snatchy, like Thymena, like IP, like Droll, like Nibiru. In this deck, we were often playing for a long time in the draw phase to the great chagrin of our opponents. So without further ado, let's jump in. First things first, 3 Crocea. As always, I'll add a little bit of information about all these cards as we go through them. She is so pretty, we love her. She plays on turn 0. Never forget, always watch what your opponents are doing. You really want to summon her unless they have a way to stop her. Having the body on the field is nice, and if they remove it, even better, because then we can summon it back with Ascendance. You will want to chain block her as much as possible. There are many ways to do that, which we will talk about later. And then another thing you should know about her is her add. She does not have to add 2 cards. I've seen some people on the internet saying if she can't add 2 cards, she can't add anything. That is incorrect. It is and or. So there's times where you might want to leave an MST in grave, or like all of your MSTs are accounted for in your hand or field. That's okay. You can still add a Radiant Typhoon card. So don't let people cheat you on that. Okay, next, 3 Eldam. I think he is our best starter. Not much to say about him except that, yes, he can add any Radiant Typhoon monster, or he can add MST. I think people forget that all the time. They think he is just a monster searcher. If your hand is full of monsters, maybe grab MST, because especially if your opponent has back row, you're gonna need to get that in your grave if you want to be summoning people. Okay, Swen. Sounds great, also at 3. Nothing magical here. Again, he can add any Radiant Typhoon spell trap or a MST, which sometimes you'll want to do, but most often you will want to grab a Radiant Typhoon Quickplay that can just add MST itself, unless you are certain you're going to get drolled or something. Okay, I play 3 Mikala. I've seen that people are coming around on this and playing 3 of her now. A few things about her. She will trigger if your opponent activates MST or a Radiant Typhoon. Like Crocea, she will wind block you, so there are times when you want to wait on her. And then she's honestly a really good end board piece, so you will want to try to leave her on the end board so you can chain block some stuff on your opponent's turn, summon out another Crocea. You'll be super happy about that. Do note that she has a name lock, so she can't summon a Radiant Typhoon monster with the same name as one you already control. So sometimes you might do something weird where you won't chain block for Ash because you want to summon back 2 Phonics, and so you'll have her as Chainlink 2 and Phonix as Chainlink 1, so that she actually summons a Phonix from deck, and then you summon the other Phonix from hand or grave. That is how you get a lot of damage on the board. I did do that. My opponent was confused. Okay, here's where some of you are going to want to fight me. I am playing 2 and 2 for reasons that will become clear later. Because I am maxing out on engine in a lot of ways, these I am using to chain block in the hand. Remember, both of them have 2 different summoning conditions. If a quick play is activated anywhere, they can then summon themselves from the hand like Crocea, but you can only do 1 of these in each chain, sort of like in Fire King. But their graveyard effect is different. It's if MST is activated on either field, they can summon themselves out. You can do both of these in the same chain. You can also combine the 2 graveyard effects with 1 of the hand effects of these. So you can go from 0 bodies on the field to 3 bodies on the field, all in one chain, which is very fun. To talk about specifically with Phonix, I play 2 because he is how you end games oftentimes. Also, if one gets banished, you definitely want to have another one. And you'll see that we're playing Manifestation. So having multiple of these is great because you can often send one. Later, if you draw into another one, you summon that one out too. And look at that, 2 9s. All right. And then Varu, same thing, playing 2. Often we like to send it with Manifestation in the draw phase and then trigger its effect to summon itself back so that we have a monster negate live before the main phase. The fact that it has 0 attack, don't let that fool you. Sometimes you do want to put it in attack if your opponent has something with, 0 defense or like less than 300 defense, because you can boost it up with both Great Fly and with your trap card. Okay, next, 3 MST, nothing special here. I will get some shinier MSTs, sorry to the rarity queens among us. We'll get there. Okay, I'm gonna move some of this out of the way. I'm playing 3 Manifestation. Here's my defensive Manifestation. What if, so we know Foolish Burial, right? That is a card that is so powerful that it is a normal spell that is limited to 1. What if Foolish Burial was a quick play and it could also add MST? And what if it also triggered our entire archetype? What if we also had boss monsters who liked to be in the graveyard because they can summon themselves back out? That is my defense of Manifestation. Also, searching MST, totally reasonable thing to do, and if you have 2 of these, I'll show you later what that combo looks like. You're not even mad, because you can then start playing in a really fun way. Okay, 3 chant, nothing special here. You can add MST, or you can add a monster. Often I like to use the MST searching effects first, especially if I'm going second, to threaten my opponent's board. I want to give this the highest chance of resolving to add a monster, unless I'm using it as bait. Vision, played at 3, it's really good. Often, if you can, wait to activate this until the end of your combo so that you have a better chance of drawing into the non-engine, because we don't have a ton, but we have more of it when you think about how you're drawing it. And then I'm playing 3 Ascendance. Sort of like Manifestation, being able to search more MSTs is good. We're activating like 4 of them on our first turn. And this is an end board piece, because on your opponent's turn, you will hopefully have a Megala. You will activate Ascendance to summon back Crocea. And, you know, chain an MST at some point, get your 2 guys back out of the grave, and Meg can summon someone else, and you can chain block all of that, which is great. This is your grind game. You need at least 1. I like playing 3. I've built this like Runic, where more engine really like increases the power level in a fun way. And then I'll move these to do our last little bit here. And just playing 1 mandate. If it gets banished, that's fine. It's not your win condition. A lot of people think that it is, and I think that that is incorrect. So don't freak out if your mandate gets banished. It's nice to negate with MST, but it's kind of a meme. You have many other ways to win in this deck that are not mandate. Okay, for our non-engine, we don't have a ton. Called by, I actually looked through every limited quick play in the game. This is the one that seems the most useful, defending yourself from a hand trap. Sometimes you're wanting your opponent to hand trap you. If this is like the one thing in your hand you can activate and you have Crocea. And you can recycle it, so you really have more than 1, because you get to keep putting it back with mandate. Okay, Fallen on the Virtuous. This card should probably be limited. It's so dumb. Target any face-up card, pop it, get a new one in the end phase. This is great because we often will target our own cards if they get targeted with things like impermanence. So if you're going first and your opponent tries to imperm Crocea, who is just summoned out of the hand, because they control a spell trap, you actually can activate Fallen on Virtuous and destroy her. Just know that if they don't control anything and they try to like Veiler her or something, you cannot Fallen on the Virtuous. If they have no spell traps, she will not be destroyed. You can also use that to your advantage by targeting her with this at a time when you just need to trigger a quick play. We have someone in our extra deck who also can't be destroyed, and so can also be a fair target for that. Okay, Forbidden Droplet. This card won me so many games. It's so good, especially when you are activating a bunch of quick plays and then just chaining Droplet. If you have Mandate in rotation, it can be nice as a free send in case they have some back row that you're afraid of. Now it's too late. It's all gone. I did send all 3 types once and my opponent was mad. They really thought about what they would respond with, but you know, you can't respond with anything because I sent all card types. I'm not playing Crown yet. I don't have it, and I also have hated it in testing. This, you're probably like, why the hell is this in here? I'll show you in my extra deck why I have chosen to use my last remaining slot for Ghost Rick Shot. Let's go into the extra deck now, and you will see why. So, extra deck time. Nothing groundbreaking here. 2 Vararoon. Please don't play Extravagance, but you can if you want. It's just you may later draw into it off of Vision or your Mandate draw, and then what do? Just look at it and cry? Yeah. 2 Vararoon. Usually I'm linking off the first one on the first turn. Some people on the internet also think that you should be back rowing itself and one of your own monsters so that you have targets for MST. Please don't do that. You'll feel so dumb when they just chain block your Mandate. Okay, Great Fly. It's not here as a joke. It really does help to get the 500 attack boost on all your wind monsters. It also is something where in the end phase, if you got interrupted or something and you want to make sure Crocea is live next turn, you go to end, you activate Fallen on Virtuous, destroy your own Great Fly, add Crocea back to hand, Albion, set another Fallen on Virtuous, and now your Crocea is live for next turn. Yay. Doom Eagle, really good. If your opponent uses Fallen on Virtuous against you, you can use Doom Eagle to just spin back their Albion to mess up their interruptions. And if you know they're going to try to summon something back from grave, you can also do something like this to prevent a Snatchy from coming back. A lot of people aren't playing this because I am playing extra engine and extra 9s. I do have extra bodies on the field all the time. And this is great because on your turn, it's like an SP that is just permanent. You target itself, and any card your opponent controls, face up or face down, banish them. It's a great thing to do with all of our extra link material when we are wind locked, because this is a wind. It also has a first effect, which says neither player contribute cards to activate a card or effect, which is randomly sometimes relevant against Mitsu if they're trying to use the extra tribute effects of their spells. It also turns off their trap for what it's worth. We have our 2 Albion, which we discussed. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. In many combos, I want to link off my Varu Rune, but if we were afraid of Nib or something, we would not do that. But this lets us do that with a little bit more security. And I think it's okay if we negate, Nib and then give them a draw and give ourselves a draw, because our draws in our deck are very powerful and are usually usable instantly. And if we're in the process of setting up a board, we can probably get a lot more value out of that one card that we draw than they can out of the one card that they draw. It's also a spellcaster. Pay attention to that because that's going to come up in a minute. Totem Bird, he is the friend of Gossip Shadow, where this can pseudo-negate a monster effect. This can negate a spell trap, including your own. You wouldn't want to do that, but you could. Do note that it also loses 300 attack while it has no materials. But it will gain 300 attack if you use Mandate, which came up yesterday because someone tried to cookie crash over this after removing it. 1,000 stacks of attack. Okay, Phantom Fortress, Enter Blathnir. Because I'm playing 4 9s, this comes up almost every setup combo, and hand ripping your opponent is really good. There's also other text on this card if you've never noticed. First of all, it's non-targeting, so if you got rid of one thing with Doom Eagle but need to get rid of something else, you can use this effect to non-targeting banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. You can also non-targeting banish a card they control, which is really good if you have something that can't be targeted and can't be destroyed. This is probably your best out for that while you are windlocked. Okay, and here's the reason for the Ghost Trick shot in main. Alucard into Angel of Mischief, detach Alucard, add the shot summon back Alucard, make another Angel of Mischief, make Utopic Draco Future, make Utopic Draco Future, yeah. Utopic Future into Utopic Draco Future. The reason I like this line more than I like just going into Gossip Shadow is that the Eldam and Swen don't windlock you. So if you have Eldam Swen and then like a way to keep playing after that, you can basically force your opponent to do something. So Gossip Shadow's fine if you're windlocked, but if you're not, this is way more powerful because you do all this Yunky Splinky stuff. They might use a hand trap to stop one of these things from coming back, whatever. You'll have some random bodies on the field. Utopic Draco Future is way better than Gossip Shadow because it negates activations, period. Also, it only detaches one material. Gossip Shadow gets rid of both of its materials when you use its effect. So Draco Future will have 3 materials when you summon it, so that's 3 monster negations. You can only do it once per turn, but still. Then it also randomly, after it negates the activation, if the monster's on the field, you will mandatorily steal it. This very funnily came up against Enneacraft in some testing matches with a friend the other day, where I took their one of their Enneacrafts that was kind of a floodgate, and then I got to keep it forever, and it had 3,000 attack, and then I killed them with it. Justice is served. So you won't always get to do this, and there may be time in the future where I think that, the 5-card package is too much. I'm not playing Super Poly, a lot of people are. If I decide that, then I will take out the Ghost Trick Shot, and I will take out this package, but I will say having this on the end board makes it so much harder to die, because also, don't forget, this cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So, pretty good card. All right, now I will show you the side deck. This is very much up in the air, so please don't hold me to this. My theory here was I don't like being super polyed, and I don't like getting even lead, and I don't like people chaining things to my mandate. So here are some decisions I made on that front. Droll might be limited, but Mistaken Arrest isn't, and guess what Mistaken Arrest is? It is a quick play. You might say, Dewey, but that affects us too. Well, it says, there's important text on here. It says neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. Remember that all of our quick plays can add MST from grave to hand, and also have other unique effects. What else can I say about this? This also is something that you do not wait and activate on your opponent's turn. You activate it either when you're done comboing in your main phase and you have something else to set, or you just wait till the end phase and activate it there. Because when you do that, it means that your opponent can't just chain a bunch of their own Radiant Typhoon quick plays or search effects in the draw phase on the next turn. They're just gonna be looking at their empty graveyard and a bunch of green cards that do nothing. And remember, Crocea can also add back from graveyard. So once your graveyard is full of stuff, and Meg summons from deck, like, you're fine. And Vision can draw 2, your Trap can draw 1, and then you have your normal draw. You should win. Okay, Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Remember when I reminded you that Gossip Shadow is a spellcaster? Well, people can't super poly you if they can't activate spells. So it says if only you control a spellcaster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. You will die if they remove your Gossip Shadow, but the fact that they won't be able to activate spell cards, you should be able to remove their spellcasters with your cards before they get a critical number of them. And even if they have something like Evenly, which one of my opponents did, you have mandate to negate that with one of your MSTs. Just target one of your own cards, please don't target one of theirs, because if they somehow get their mandate to resolve, you'll have to banish every card you've ever owned. Yeah, it's a little high roll, but I think there's like very few situations in which this would kill you unless your opponent is running like kaijus or something, or they're playing spellcasters in their deck. If they are, then, you know, be careful. Forbidden Graveyard, also known as Silent Graveyard, I forget what the actual current one is. Another quick effect, Quick Play Floodgate. Discard 1 card, effects that activate in the graveyard this turn are negated. I once used this on turn 1 when I was trying to set up my board, and Dracoto player did 5 mana with like 4 monsters, and so like a chain like 6, I just chained Silent Graveyard and none of those resolved. Really satisfying. So again, if you've already set up your board and your opponent then does a big Draco Tail, whatever, if you chain Silent Graveyard, none of those will resolve, and the only things that you need to activate in your graveyard you can just do before the main phase, like summoning back your 2 9s, triggering like the graveyard effect of a spell. Should be fine. And you can still chain block with them, you can still activate all of them, even if they won't resolve, so think about it. Okay, Fua for going second, just drawing into more of our engine, and non-engine, really good. And then this might seem silly to you, but I am playing 2 Twin Twisters. The reason for that is that, 1, it removes the back row of our opponent, makes it easier for us to summon our guys for free. 2, they might have something like Curse of the Forbidden Spell or something to try to mess with your MSTs. This is 1 step ahead of them, and they will have to respond to this first. This can also discard one of your big guys, or, you know, an MST that you can just grab back later. Okay, and then Book of Eclipse, also a good card. Often it will at least bait an Ash out of your opponent's hand. Chaining it to like a Snatchy activation can make that resolve with that effect if they have no more 1s. Pretty good. Great board breaker, it's a quick play, triggers all your guys, think about it. All right, that is it for the deck itself. I'm gonna show you a couple combos, so give me a second to reorganize here, and then I'll show you. Okay, so here is a combo if you have Eldam and any Radiant Typhoon quick play. I will just choose Manifestation because it's the one that most of you think is the worst. Okay, special Eldam effect. This is a turn 1 combo, by the way. Add Swen, special Swen. Swen effect, grab Chant. Now, this will turn into Meghala plus full combo, so now let's insulate our combo. We are not windlocked, so we're going to overlay the 2 of these for Ghost Trick Alucard. We're going to overlay again for Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. We'll Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief, detaching specifically the Alucard. That will grab us the Ghost Trick Shot. We will activate Shot. That will summon back Alucard. We will Alucard, overlay again. Now here, this is really important. Here, we're going to overlay into double Angel of Mischief. All of these will fall off, and that's important because we need to remember that in 1 second. We're gonna put him over here. So the 2 Angel of Mischiefs become Utopic Draco Future. Now, as soon as you summon this, you need to declare Alucard. Because it's gone to the graveyard, it can add a Ghost Trick spell trap back to hand. So we're gonna Alucard, target Shot, add Shot back to hand. This is sometimes relevant so that you can have an extra thing to target with MST later. Then you don't have to MST. Please never do that, it's so sad. Okay, and now we make Utopic Draco Future. Now we have protection from Nib, now we have protection from other hand traps. Crocea can't get belled. Happy as a clam. So from here, what do? You chant, add Mycala. I often see people adding Crocea way too early in this combo, like just with Eldam and then tribute summoning, and then you get stopped and then you look like a dum-dum. So here we've got Mycala, we will special Mycala. Now we will activate Manifestation. Here I am going to use the effect to send, because we're about to summon Crocea. So I'm going to send a Varurun, because that's probably who we want to be summoning out next. All right, new chain, we'll activate Mycala, summon Crocea. Crocea effect, it's gonna add 2 cards here. And I think the best thing to add here is probably MST Ascendance, so that we have follow-up for next turn. And here I think we'll get the Mycala back next turn. So we will link 2. We will Varurun. And we will Varurun effect to add an MST. This may be a world where we leave the Mycala on the field and just use MST in a second to trigger stuff. But actually, here's what we're gonna do. I lied, we have some options. So what I think we want to do is activate Ascendance to summon chain MST. And so we will summon, we destroy first. And then let's summon Mycala just to be super safe. And then in a new chain, we will do Varurun 1 to place the trap, Varurun Engrave 2 to summon, and then Ascendance 3 to set itself. So 1, 2, and our trap is here. Okay. From here, this will come back if we use MST next turn, which we plan to do. So you can link this off. I would. We already have a monster protection. So I'm gonna put these in the grave. If we had one more body, we would be able to make our link 4. I think it's probably worth our while to make the link 3 and leave Mycala on field. It's a little bit safer. But if we didn't want to do that, we could make okay. And then from here, we can activate Mandate, because we don't need that MST in the grave right now. It's over here, sorry. Because we are going to, this is our grave. We have 3 spells in grave. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna put an MST in the grave next turn, so it's not super relevant. So we'd shuffle these back in, draw an extra card. And if that's a quick play, which look at that, it is. We'll set 1, set another. And then the Ghost Trick Shot we can set just as something to target with the MST before we're ready to trigger our other quick plays. You wanna leave your quick plays live for as long as possible so that we can trigger our Phonics when he comes onto the field. So that's a pretty good field. You could have this, or if we didn't want that, we could have gone all the way to this. Just remember that this will take 3+ monsters, so you can't do what I just did and take a link 3 and another monster. You would need to have a link 2 and 2 other monsters, or 4 monsters. So next turn, we have many ways to interact. This, to either summon back Crocea or Mycala. Mycala is a little bit greedy, so I think that it's probably best to just summon back Crocea here. And then Crocea can add a couple different Wrens. If we want to make sure that we have Phonics in rotation, Phonics, we'll just grab it here along with another MST. And then when we MST, we can target our own thing. Then we'll get to summon out. We can do 1, 2. Okay, and now we still have this, which is live. We have an MST Engrave, so Varurun Negate is live. And one quick, cute little play you can do with this is you can activate the effect to negate. chain droplet, send an MST, so that on resolution there will be 2 MST in grave and it will destroy, because that's when it checks. Yeah, that's it for that. Okay, now a little tutorial on chain blocking. Imagine here that you have Crocea and 3 RT quick plays. They don't have to be good ones. I've chosen the ones that you all hate as this example. This comes up a lot more than you think, especially if you are playing the number of quick plays that I am. So we are in draw phase and I will chain block everything. So first things first, we are going to activate Ascendance, search MST. A lot of people like to shotgun Crocea immediately. Don't do that. That will not let you chain block in the way that you want. Okay, so now we're going to activate Manifestation. We're not chaining Crocea here. Not yet. Manifestation, we're going to use the effect to send. Okay. Now, we can activate Crocea in the hand, see if our opponent has a response. They probably don't. We chain Manifestation to search MST. We chain MST targeting Manifestation, because I'll show you how this plays out. Destroy the Manifestation, add an MST. Crocea will summon at the resolution of this chain. We'll put her over here. Now in a new chain, we will do Crocea 1, Vortex 2, Manifestation 3 to reset itself. So your opponent cannot interact with Crocea and cannot interact with this directly. So they can't bell this, they can't bell this. So we're very happy here, because then this gets to reset, this gets to summon, and Crocea gets to add 2 cards, which at this point, why not just add Eldam and an MST? And now we get to do our whole line, protected from at least 1 hand trap. Yeah, then you can go into the Eldam combo we saw before. You just wouldn't do the Gossip Shadow stuff, or sorry, you wouldn't do the Ghost Rick stuff because we are now wind locked. But there you go.